C'est à l'occasion d'un petit événement parisien que nous avons pu essayer LittleBigPlanet Karting. Oui, un jeu de karting dans le plus pur style Mario Kart, mais avec l'univers et la dimension créative de LittleBigPlanet. Un projet intéressant sur le papier, développé par le studio canadien United Front Games, déjà responsable du sympathique Nation Racers. Pour nous parler des origines de ce jeu et de la collaboration entre United Front Games et Media Molecule, le studio anglais à l'origine des LittleBigPlanet, nous avons interviewé Jen Timms, la productrice du jeu.
Media Molecule, who created LittleBigPlanet and invented our wonderful Sackboy, and our team at United Front Games, working on Nation Racers, we all worked under the Sony group, and we're a part of that same play, create, share kind of mantra. So we already had a bit of a relationship with Media Molecule because we discussed, how do you do things? How do you work with your community? How do you take on that mantra? So we had a bit of an established relationship. And then the idea came about that a logical progression for Sackboy could be in a kart, in a whole new world, a 3D craft world. And so when that came up, it made sense to take our team, who were experienced karting developers, and the Media Molecule team, and think, how can we merge these two things?
Contrairement à LittleBigPlanet, le jeu de plateforme, la mouture karting est logiquement réalisée en full 3D avec le moteur graphique de Nation Racers.
We're using the same engine, yeah, we had to make a lot of modifications, so we're not using the LittleBigPlanet engine, but what we've done is we've basically taken everything that you can do in their engine and we've only added to it, which is really cool because it means that we've kept a lot of the familiar tools and gadgets, assets, a whole bunch of things that people are already familiar with are all there for you. Plus, you have the ability to now create in 3D, and so we've added some new tools for that. And being a karting adventure, we have tools like the Weaponator, making your own custom weapons, and additional kart physics and things like that really just kind of open up the world for creators.
Le côté créa du jeu semble en effet avoir été poussé assez loin avec la possibilité de créer ses propres mini-games par exemple. Nous ne sommes donc pas limités à la création du circuit, même si les éléments attendus sont bel et bien présents, comme le fait de pouvoir créer une tonne d'armes différentes.
In the story mode, we give you a whole set of weapons that you can use, and they're very fun and they're balanced and tuned, and you can use those in your levels, but you can also get rid of them and create your own using the Weaponator gadget. So anything you can imagine, you can turn into a weapon. You could make a giant monkey that shoots flaming bananas at people. You could make a big, I always think of this one because I really want to make it, a big unicorn that shoots like a rainbow trail of like poison gas at people. You can make exploding mines on the ground, bacon that sizzles people and fries them as they drive over it. Anything you want, like it's really, really fun.
Le jeu reprenant les règles et l'univers de LittleBigPlanet, on retrouve également certains éléments typiques des titres Media Molecule, comme le fameux grappin de Sackboy par exemple, mais en 3D, ce qui lui permet de franchir tranquillement des ravins en pleine course. Et les claques que l'on pouvait coller à ses partenaires coop dans LittleBigPlanet 2 sont également présentes, mais adapter l'univers de LittleBigPlanet à un monde full 3D n'a pas été une chose facile pour les développeurs. Et il en sera de même pour les joueurs designers qui devront se familiariser avec les nouvelles possibilités offertes.
Making the jump from creating into 2.5D into 3D was something that it took a little time to get used to and a little time to perfect. We wanted to make sure that the controls feel natural for people who are already used to controlling. And it is a bit of a switch in your mind when you're used to creating in 2D and then suddenly realizing, oh, I can do this and I can do, oh, wow, We had some of the power creators from the LittleBigPlanet community join us for a game jam and play with the tools for the first time. And these are experienced creators who already are very, very familiar with the tools from LittleBigPlanet 1 and 2. And on the first day, they sort of said it's kind of, it's a little bit of a difficulty to adjust to 3D, it's trying to wrap your head around it. By the end of the week, they were loving it. They were creating some amazing things, and they all had that moment of, wow, it really is limitless now. This is anything you can think of, you can create.
La partie créa du jeu est certes importante, mais les développeurs n'en ont pas pour autant négligé les autres aspects. Le mode Histoire met ainsi en scène un nouvel ennemi dans le monde de LittleBigPlanet, la Horde. Ce sont des créatures qui volent tout ce qui est cool dans le monde de Sackboy à bord de karts. Complètement dépassé au départ, Sackboy parvient lui aussi à se trouver un kart pour partir à leur poursuite dans des mondes déjà connus des amateurs de la série et d'autres inédits.
We've really focused on racing and battling and the things that are, core karting adventures, and we've finely tuned those. And we have throughout the story mode, a lot of them. But we intersperse it with other types of gameplay to keep it fun and fresh and make it interesting. And they're all examples of things that you can do using our editor. There are some sort of non-traditional karting like checkpoint races, point-to-point, team co-op play, that sort of thing. But the power of the editor is such that you're not limited to karting anymore. You can change up the way that the game logic works, the way that a game is won or how it ends. Could be something like by picking up an object and placing it in a certain area, or by finding certain targets, or you can really change up the logic. It's not just about time or score. In our public beta recently, we had members of the public getting their hands on the tools for the first time and creating some really, really cool levels in a short amount of time. And some of the things that they were creating aren't karting at all. Like, we saw an example of a first-person shooter where it's a gun that's being controlled around the place. Lots of like arcade mini games, things like matching tiles to score points, or retro pinball style games and things like that. So it's really, really neat to see that we've focused on karting, we've kept that at our core, but we've opened up the world even more.
Pour le moment, LittleBigPlanet Karting est un titre exclusif à la PlayStation 3. Mais United Front Games ne rejette pas l'idée de développer dans un futur proche une version PS Vita avec les fonctionnalités crossplay qui vont bien. En attendant, on espère que cette version PS3 de LittleBigPlanet Karting sera au niveau de nos attentes en termes de gameplay. La sortie du jeu est calée au 7 novembre prochain.